Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a great Thursday. Dr. Jeff Langmaid here with Dr. Jason Deitch, part of your Smart Chiropractor team, and we are back for Smart Tools in 10. We're not exactly at 10 today, but we're certainly going to keep it in 10, and we're talking about the text scripts that we have provided. Over the last week, we've been breaking down each tool in the telehealth toolkit. We're going to continue this conversation beyond telehealth to the monthly deliverables as time goes on. But we're just about wrapping up telehealth today. We're going to talk about the text scripts. And a couple things to keep in mind with these scripts are we have built them for various stages of the patient journey. Some of you are making outbound calls. We'd recommend it. So there's a script there. If this is going before an email, there's a script there. So these are dynamic to be utilized in the way that makes sense with the flow of your telehealth promotion. Jason, how are you doing on this fine Thursday?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here, and I love teaching this stuff. And I have to say, I love working with all of you. I just want to take a moment and say thank you. So many new people coming on board with us now. It's heartwarming. It's validating. It is awesome. Jeff and I are, I hope you know, clearly passionate about wanting to try to help as many chiropractors as we can. But we can only help those chiropractors that work with us and allow us to help them. So let me start off just by taking a moment and saying thank you for being here. Next, as far as text goes, I'm going to give you also just sort of one, precursor important to know. Like the days when fax machines came out, there are laws that are out there that you want to just make sure that people have given you consent to text them. That may be in your paperwork in your office or some other way. But full disclosure, make sure you know your state's laws in terms of your ability to text patients beyond an appointment reminder, okay? If you got questions, we can discuss or whatever later, but it's an issue. Make sure you know what the issues are and that you're obeying the law. That said, text happens to be, I think, one of the most valuable ways to communicate with people now and in the future. It is harder and harder for people to make the time for what they call synchronous communication versus asynchronous communication. Synchronous being some fancy name for getting on the phone and synchronizing you communicating at the same time versus asynchronous text. You text them, they reply on their time. You don't interrupt them with what they're doing. They're able to reply when it's convenient, not when they're driving, not when they're in a meeting, not when they're family time, etc. So there's a lot of value to really building out an asynchronous communication platform, an opportunity to stay in touch with people and start building that kind of, I'll say, convenience that people are looking for when they're working with anyone, let alone their doctor. Jeff, you and I were traveling recently and noticed that, all hotels, all airplanes, all Ubers, all cars, even restaurants are really using text as their primary form of communication, not for long format, not for lots of stuff, but for what it is intended to be their quick messaging. And letting people know you have telehealth and how to schedule that is just one of those quick and easy ways. Text is a great place to share it. These are the templates you should start with. If you want to modify and personalize them, totally up to you, but these are perfect ways to get started.
Yeah, and that's it, Jason. I think email is not going away. Email is still going to be one of your primary platforms outside of social, but text gives the ability to get in and get out. So, I know, and we were talking earlier with some people, it's like, they're getting a call, they're at work, they're not going to take it. Maybe they're teaching their children at home right now, but a quick text back can be very powerful. So this is really where the totality, again, of the tool set comes into play, is asynchronous communication, aka text. Exceptionally powerful because most people, including myself, are way more apt to text than pick up the phone right now. Let's just call it as it is. I'm still checking my email a billion times a day, but it's unlikely that I'm going to pick up the phone if I don't have the call scheduled. It's not to say there isn't value in those calls, but what that is to say is that when you pair it with a text to say, hey, is it okay if I give you a call? Would you like to have a call? You're going to dive into the scripts and see how we frame those things. But the bottom line is when you start to pair these things together, now if you're talking about it on social, this is the whole point of the campaign, right? You talk about it on social. An email goes out. Then they see a text. Now you've started to touch people. You're meeting them where they want to be met, not only signaling from one roof of the town and hoping that everybody hears it. And that really is the power of it. And again, I'll go back and say thank you, Todd Sullivan, one of our power users here, had a question as soon as we released telehealth and said, man, text scripting would be awesome because we utilize it in our practice. So we took the same concepts and theories that we utilize, teach and invite consistently, which is why there's multiple scripts here. You want to be compliant. You want to make sure you have consent. But we've given you all of the different tools. And also notice that the text scripts are not, Jason said it, but I really want to make sure that you understand this. The text scripts you can clearly see here, they ask open-ended questions and they are short 1 or 2 sentences. The way you text is not, don't be misled and think, oh, well, texting, I just take my emails and put it into a text. That is a recipe for disaster on multiple planes. What you want to do is be cognizant and native to the platform. Now, as a member of the Smart Chiropractor, you're not in luck. You're very smart because you have the tools that are already pre-built native to the platform. But I think it's important to understand that as well, that if you notice slight differences between a script and an email, or the text is pretty dramatically different than some of the email copy that we utilize, that is for very specific reasons. And ultimately, those reasons get down to teach and advise consistently, position your practice, and get results. And that's what we are about. So that's really some of my thoughts on the text there. Jason, I'd love to know, how do you think of where text fits in? You touched on some of it. I elaborated, but I'd love to pitch it back to you.
Yeah. I think, the bottom line is we need to, this is a great opportunity. We talk about being patient-centric. I'm here to be at my community, at my patients, at my practice's service. And some of you may be going, this is awesome, text. I text. It's my preferred communication. There's others of you that go, oh, I hate when getting texts. This isn't for me. And for those of you that are feeling that, I invite you to think about not what's in your best interest per se in terms of your preference of text versus your preference of talking on the phone, but what's reality in your community. And again, all leading indicators to me prove text is, for so many reasons, those that are obvious. You don't have to interrupt somebody to pick up a phone and get on that endless voicemail back and forth. Use text to schedule a phone call. Phone is important. So, one of the things I love about getting, this group and this opportunity, especially with so many new people coming on, is that Jeff and I really get to start digging in the details that really matter. If you're a builder, there are different types of tools that do different things. You may have 5 different types of screwdrivers, when novices would go, a screwdriver is a screwdriver. But the more you know about what you're building, you go, oh, no, there's nuances. And there are ways to become really effective and a craftsman of sorts. And that's really what you get to be doing here, is really understanding, going deeper into the nuances of where these tools work best. How do you use them to work together? How does email and text and phone and social and in-office video and handouts and communication, how does that all work together so you can be a communication craftsman or craftswoman? So that's, I think, fun for us. Jeff and I geek out on this stuff. When we're not teaching you, we're working together, teaching and learning ourselves so we can, I'll say, really sort of cultivate what you need to know so you don't have to do all of the work we're doing literally when we're not teaching, doing the information to build the tools, write the scripts, write the templates, and build what we know to be the world's greatest communication platform for chiropractors. There's nothing like this out there. Nothing even comes close. There are not 2 more passionate people in this profession, let alone this world, that understand the intersection of our profession, our message, our culture, and how to use technology in order to be able to be successful at building your practice, getting your message out locally for you and collectively worldwide. There is a bigger game here for those of you that care about a bigger game, and you don't have to, but you may only want to be focused and concerned as, is this going to help me help more people in my community? And that's awesome. And if that's all it does, awesome. But imagine if we had thousands of chiropractors who became much more effective in their communication, who understood how to use today's modern technology in really smart, relevant ways, who understood the right, most effective ways of communicating, what to say and how to say it. You don't just put a text, phone or desktop in front of a chiropractor's hand or their staff's hand, and they know exactly what to say and how to say it. There's so many ways to get it wrong that you should be proud of yourself, and I'll dare say you're smart for letting us help you. So those are my thoughts. Again, nothing but love and gratitude for all of you being here, for giving us your trust and letting us help guide you through all of this. I was telling Jeff the other day, we haven't even left first gear yet. We have so much great stuff to show you, share with you, and honestly even still build with you based on your feedback and requests. We're super excited about what's going on, and text is a new and important tool to be able to add. Make sure you know the compliance and consent laws so you do it right and avoid any unnecessary hassles.
Yep. I'd encourage you, let us know in the comments. Have you used text for your practice yet? Let us know down below, yes or no. That'd just be an interesting thing to see. We can also share best practices in the comments if you are a yes person, or we can share potentially what services you love to use for text if you haven't used one yet. Maybe you're looking for a recommendation. So let us know in the comments down below if you've used text for your practice. We're going to encourage you, if you have that system set up already, get these scripts going, get out there and get telehealth started. If you haven't yet, let's get some recommendations going on in the comments down below. Maybe these will be the first texts that you send out. But make it a great day. For Dr. Jason, I'm Dr. Jeff. We'll see you tomorrow for Smart Tools and Tech. Bye-bye. Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to the Smart Chiropractor. We are posting videos on how you can market your chiropractic practice in a way that teach and invites consistently. We have found that is the magic formula to big time growth. So if you like this video, be sure to comment down below, smash that subscribe button, or visit us at thesmartchiropractor.com.